Mr Speaker, having a strong defence force is the most important thing for Australia. Really important that we have a strong Australian defence force. It's one of the core responsibilities of the Australian government and of our Prime Minister. Australians need to understand that having a strong defence force brings peace. No one wants war. No one wants to see people involved in war. We want to see peace and prosperity, just like we have today here in Australia. We're very blessed to live in Australia. It's one of the greatest countries in the world. And Australia is an advocate for stability, security and sovereignty, not just in our region, but right around the world under several governments, many governments in my lifetime. Mr Speaker, I believe the Albanese government budget is failing the country when it comes to defence, particularly around defence industry, from cutting funding to recruitment blunders to union disputes. Our defence industry is plummeting. At this time, can you believe that there is only one operational submarine that's currently able to go to sea? One Collins-class submarine. We have 6. Just a couple of years ago, under the coalition government, there was at least 3 at sea and there was always 3 in the docks. But right now, we've got 1 operational submarine. 5 out of 6 are out of action. And we have to ask ourselves, are we prepared? Is our defence force the best it can be under this government? I believe the answer is no. We've just seen today that they've cancelled a $7 billion military-grade satellite communication system that the Defence Minister only 18 months ago gave the green light to. 18 months ago. Said, yep, let's proceed. And now we're cancelling that $7 billion. And the reality is that this government is saving funding on defence. They talk a big game in question time and say we're spending a lot, but what they're actually doing is putting it all in the forward estimates or way down the track. So they might be spending a lot in year 4 or 5 or 6 if they get a second or third term, whatever it may be. But today, right now, we're not prepared. And the government will blame the system on rising costs and advances in technology, but right now this system was ordered, it was good to go. And as a country, we need to do better. We cannot rely just on our security partners, the United States, the United Kingdom and others. And we've seen that in the US, Donald Trump has said that he expects allies to pull their weight. Right? We can't just get a free ride off the US when it comes to defence. He expects defence allies, and other Americans as well, by the way, to invest a percentage of our income each year in defence industry, making sure that we have the best defence personnel, making sure that we have the best defence equipment. And I know right now that there's literally thousands of people that apply for the Defence Force, and it doesn't take 1 month or 2 months to get accepted, or 3 months, or 6 months, or 12 months, but it drags on and on and on. And every single person that sits in this country enjoying the freedom that we have, you need to rest assured that the ADF are there for us. But right now we have less than 60,000 people in uniform and others that are in reserves, and we thank them for it. The reality is that the Minister for Defence, the Minister for Defence Industry and the Minister for Defence Personnel need to set KPIs and do better in this space. Mr Speaker, today, the Reserve Bank decided to leave interest rates at 4.35%, which is good news. We don't want them going up any further. I want to say to people in my electorate that you can own your own home, you can get ahead. I know that cost of living is tough at the moment, but there is hope. You will be able to get there, and as your federal member, I want to do everything I can to help you. The reality is that in my time in government under the coalition, there was 1 interest rate rise in 9 years. Right now we've seen 12 under the Albanese government in the first 12 to 18 months. And the reality is that if you're a renter or you've got a mortgage, on a mortgage with about $750,000, that's $30,000 a year extra in interest payments, and that means that you pretty well have to earn $45,000 extra a year gross just to pay the interest. No wonder rents are increasing. No wonder mortgages are increasing. We can do better in the coalition.